without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive.
Well, good Lord. One. Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Today is October 6th, 2024, 3:04 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Boy. Hello, my sweeties. How's everyone doing? Tina, I did. So whenever I'm doing an intro, if I do if I am doing something else on my computer, it messes up my video. Strange. It's strange. I don't know. How's everyone doing? Good to see you all. Bonjour, Riley, Callie, Sonia, R. Taylor, V. Oakley, Donna, Tina, Dana, your girl, R. Taylor, I see you, Oma, Jessica, Sadie, Craze, Angel, Tina, let's see here, Lisa, Holly, Angel, Mama Shell Bell, Guidance, Butterflies, Lacey, GB. Hello, 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 everyone. Stephanie, Swin, Nerdy, Tina, Barbara, Hope. Good to see you all. Wanda, Mary Ellen. Hello, Alicia, Kristen. Hello. Good to see you all. Pink Life. Hi, Girl Mom. Good to see you. Deborah. Hi, Jamie. Chris. Hello. Maui Sun. Kristen. Angel Wings. Hope Floats, Barbara, Tina, JJ, Roller Troopers, Robin. Hello, everyone. Lisa, hi. Good to see you all. Kathleen, Dogs and Decor. Good to see you all. So I thought I don't really have much planned here. I thought we're just going to shoot the breeze. But right before I came live, my phone's like cling, 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 cling. All I am get my phone is so bizarre. I'm getting messages all at once. It's weird. Thank you, Art Taylor. Yes, please hit that thumbs up button. Yeah, girl. That's what I'm getting ready to speak about. That's what I'm getting ready to speak about. Thank you, Tina. JJ. Oh, thank you, JJ. Wilma. Wilma. Gotcha. Thank you, my dear. So let's see here. Let me show you. I don't know what this is about. Honest to God, have no idea. But it's interesting. It's interesting, to say the least. Hey, Jude. Hello. Sandy. Hello. All right, here we go. This came from Nicholas. And it says SHIT just got real. When we thought they tried everything, they went ahead and pushed the limit yet again. There will be an update in the coming days. To the person responsible, brace yourself. The eye of justice will always prevail. What does that mean? Has the Amber Alert been cleared, sisters and baby? I have not checked on that today. I don't know, to be quite honest with you. So I don't know. He goes on X and says something similar. And 59 minutes ago, there will be an update in the coming days. To the person responsible, brace yourself. SHIT just got real. When we thought they've tried it all, they go ahead and push the limit once more. I wonder what's going on. I don't know. I wish people could just get along, mind their business, I guess, and don't worry about what other creators and stuff are doing. It's just bizarre to me. Amber Alert out of Murfreesboro, not clear to my knowledge. Okay. It's very cryptic. Yes. Yes. I don't know what it means, Zebra. I really don't. A hint would have been cool. Right. Right. I guess he's supposed to give us an update. Hey, Lisa. What did he say in the last post? 7 days? I definitely think we will find out soon, maybe. Yeah. That would be yeah, I would think this case is getting, well, it's going to be crazy. Most likely the next, when's Betty's court date? So she'll be in court, it always gets crazy around that time. Now I don't, is this court date just for the Foot, Mr. Foot, or is it for everything? I think it's everything all in one umbrella, right? If I'm correct, it's Thursday. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's everything. Got ya. I think it's the big one. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I honestly don't know how. You know, even when Betty and I disagreed on some things, uh, I still took up for her in this instant because she was doing nothing wrong, in my opinion. She was just doing that. I mean, what is putting out flyers? I don't understand it. Supposed to be testimony and everything. Um, I think it will be dropped. That's right, V. Oakley. That's right. I think the discrepancies you have uncovered are relevant to the case how Sebastian went missing. Thank you, my dear. I don't know. I don't know. You know, she's never even. I guess the first time she ever saw them was in court. My internet and power's back on. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm telling you, when your electric is off and that first comes back on, you're like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Milton to make landfall Wednesday evening. Yeah, it's just gonna supposedly go over Florida and go back out into the ocean. But I'm not looking forward to power outages. Well, I don't think YouTubers should be in trouble for investigating cases and putting out information. I don't either. I don't think Betty has done anything that others on this platform haven't done. Right? Others have followed her around. They followed Seth around. There's been threats by others, I don't know who, since the beginning of this case almost. Why can the Sox follow JLR around, Dolly around, Betty around, right? They were right there behind her. He had to have been watching her in order to know where she was, and that was her vehicle. Had to be watching her. Right? You just don't come in from Florida and see a Florida license plate and pull right behind it and start taking pictures. And that's, fair is fair. Just is what it is. Guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it. I was thinking about something and I got a couple emails on this. I didn't mention it yesterday. But you remember the 17-year-old boy we was speaking about yesterday? He's got autism and what's his name? Brannon Odell. Brannon Odell. Right? Remember him? They said his phone powered off. Remember that? So they said, mom said he had like a blood clotting disorder, and he's got something else, right? So mom showed his medication, 2 prescriptions, but the prescriptions that she showed is not for blood clotting disorders that I've ever been aware of, at least. Again, I'm not a doctor. Um, I have, you know, low blood sugar, yeah. Have, you know, been at hospice, volunteered for hospice and stuff. Uh, but mom, let me see if she says anything. She puts his medicine right here. And let me see here. The one medicine is trazodone, and the other one is let me see what it is. The other one's Prozac. It's just generic Prozac. And yeah, trazodone can be used for sleeping. Um, Trazodone is a medication used in the management and treatment of major depressive disorder. This drug is in the serotonin, it's a inhibitor class, and it increases your level of serotonin and all of that. Usually clotting medications are refrigerated. Yeah. So I don't understand. There was 2 medications. I mean, maybe those were the 2 life-threatening that could be, that could be life-threatening, and she just didn't list the other medications, but she puts these 2 up, which I don't understand. I agree, Theresa, I agree, my dear. Yeah, yeah. This is Brandon Odell, little guy, not little guy, he's 17, who's missing, and he supposedly spoke to his fiance in Texas and a friend prior to him disappearing, and he said that he was going out to search for bugs and lizards. No meds were given to me for stop bleeding when I was on Levinox for clotting. Yeah. I mean 18. I think I said 17. You're right, he's 18. There wouldn't be RX for blood issues. I don't know. Does anyone think it is a good that's a very personal decision, Wist. I'm I personally I don't want to get into it. Never mind. I'm not going to get into that because I can. But also used for neurologist patients and Tourette's, and it works. Oh, interesting. That's good, Rosebud. No. He's not in a wheelchair or anything like that. And a lot of people were speaking about the mom who had like her like a coat on and stuff, but she might have a blood clotting disorder or something, and just might be while she was doing the interview the other day. But the thing that I don't understand the most is he said he was going outside for bugs and lizards, and his phone powered on around 3 or 3:30 again in the morning behind some neighbors' houses. Now that's a little weird to me. If he was around those houses, why didn't he just go home? And we're talking 5.5 hours later since he left. More than 5.5 hours later. Can be helpful for kids. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trooper's mom. When I had Lyme's, they gave me Cymbalta for neuropathy. Like when I was in the heat of Lyme's, it was really bad because my feet would burn. That's a good question. I don't know if they found his phone. He's in Indiana. Right. So just gonna have to see. I don't know if there's any. Let me see if there's anything on him right now. This is his mom, Brandon Odell. I don't know, like this story bothers me. It really bothers me because I feel like because he's not I just feel like I don't want this case to be forgotten because of various reasons. And y'all get it. I don't have to say it. Y'all get it. Um so I'm not going to we're going to stay on that case. Have they checked into the neighbors? I don't know. They live in a very, very tiny house. And is ICU in here? I just thought of something. Chronic spasms all over your body. Lacey, there's a supplement called Natural Calm. You can try that. If not, talk to your doctor about maybe muscle relaxers or something like that. Again, I'm not a doctor, but okay. ICU, I just thought of something. I'm going to text you something because this just made my heart sink. And I don't want to say it yet, but I just thought of something. Um bear with me. There you go. Yeah, Don, I just feel really bad for this case. I really do, because it's just yeah, magnesium, a lot of hydration helps a ton with muscle spasms. Yeah. Um, not the clam again. Lazy. You're funny. Uh, what else? What else? Tonight. Oh, did Silver do something? Tonight we're going to talk about okay, thank you. We're going to we might go over some Pat Brown stuff on Sebastian Rogers on that. I love Pat Brown a lot too. Clam Fort. Well, how, like, in the last few minutes? Or no, nope, he hasn't. There was one like an hour ago. That's what we was reading just a minute ago. He says he has something coming up. The clam class. That was funny. Yes, we're all deficient in magnesium, by the way. Justin literally fell out of my chair cracking up. Hello, Little Miss Attitude. Good to see you. Yeah, that's the thing about it was, like, when she said he went to go for lizards, like, you got to be around creeks and stuff like that. Justin, please check to see if he has a YouTube channel. I always check. Hold, I will. Okay. I don't think he probably does. Magnesium lotions. Yes. Magnesium baths. That supposedly there is a pair of Crocs missing that apparently are supposed to belong to Sebastian. Bullshit. Bullshit. I don't believe that 7 months later. Bullshit. No. Katie said that she always threw the. Oh my God. You are kidding me. Katie said that he grew. Now, think this, God, if she's saying that, Lord have mercy if she is saying that. I'm just going to say, yeah, where's that source? She said in that he grew like 3 sizes or something in like 2 weeks. And Seth, she told Seth, like, if she's something he had to get new shoes or something like that. So when did you buy those Crocs, KK? Do you think I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. It's, I mean, honestly, the best thing to do is just either be quiet or tell the truth, in my opinion. What a crock. Exactly. Oh, that was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake. That's exactly right, War. That's right. That's exactly right. Liquor talks, bullshit walks. Uh so it's interesting you just said liquor talks. I will say that I did get an email in the past. I'll just say that. And they allege that she was very intoxicated that evening, allegedly. And I've always wondered about that. I've always wondered about that. What do a lot of people do whenever they're fighting with their husband or their wife, or or there's allegedly a separation going on? Wear my Crocs in the winter if I have to put shoes on. Yeah. Drink. Yeah. Yeah. Lead alive. Thank you, my dear, for 5 months. Appreciate you. The Foots are the only ones that know what happened. I, in my opinion, as well, I have 10 pairs of Crocs, but would not choose them to run far in. Well, hey, Brandy, the thing is, when did these, okay, if you forgot about, does someone know where this allegedly came from? If you forgot about these Crocs and his foot was growing so big, and do y'all remember when Katie said she was on a panel and she said Sebastian's foot grew? It was just it was BS about how big she said his foot grew in like a little amount of time. Slides, not Crocs. Well, it's funny that it slides in here 7 months later and it's a Crocish, in my opinion. Mentioned a pair of slides were missing. Why would Crime Time Buzz say that? I don't understand why she would like. What does she mean? Okay, gotcha, Flickery. I, I, I knew that's where it was going to come from. Knew it. Um, not Crime Time Buzz. Everything was accounted for. Everything was accounted for. Law enforcement didn't even interview the waitress originally. What a crock. Just when you think. No, Seth mentioned on Mr. That slides were at KP2, but yes, all any shoe was left by the door. Yeah. I like Crime Time Buzz. I'm a member of her channel, actually. Good thing that they are not Pinocchio, because their nose would be as long as the yellow brick road. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. I want to show you something. Was it here? Let me show you something. There's something I want to show you. And is it this one? This is it. And this is Pat Brown. She's amazing. Pat Brown is. Pat Brown has been on literally like news. I mean, look at this. Today Show, Fox, all kinds of stuff. Ricky Lake, just all kinds of stuff. And she is just a good human being inside and out. Pat is. And I always give her, the credit because her and of course Peter Hyatt, Deception Detective, just the best of the best. I want to show you something here. She says something that's very interesting to me. Little Miss Attitude, thank you so much for helping me out. Appreciate you. Seth stated that on interview PHB was reviewing yesterday. It's this morning. Seth said Sebastian has slippers, but slippers was never mentioned to be by the front door. Gotcha. Well, KK says in a spot that we have checked. I'm paraphrasing here. We've checked the house and we have looked over and no shoes of any sort is missing. Seth meant sliders, in my opinion. Yeah. Listen to what she says right here. I got a tinkle. I'll be right back. I'm going to play this.
Times, and yes, there are things that bother me again in this interview with the mom and stepfather. If you haven't seen my first interview, I'll link that below. It's called Red Flags, and this interview I find more red flags in things that they say that are concerning. Now, let me say this.
Rocco, I did not know she had a Patreon. I'm going to join.
Analysis. It doesn't mean I'm right. All right. Let's just be honest about that. I can be wrong. I'd rather be wrong. And Sebastian Rogers is alive and out there. They find him. These people have nothing to do with him going missing. Great. That's a good thing. I'll take the hit. But I've watched a lot of parents of missing children speak, and there are red flags that come up with this couple. Now, could the parents be weird? Have strange ways of dealing with things? Yes, they could. And that, again, could mean they're not guilty of anything, but they just don't do well doing interviews. And they have a strange way of saying things that make things concerning, shall we say. And I recommended these two. Maybe you need to stop doing these interviews because I don't believe they're helping in any particular way. Two of you ought to be out there looking for Sebastian, papering the neighborhood with all the flyers you can, talking to local businesses to get that information up. If the reporters want to talk to you while you're standing there and you just want to say, this is what we want to tell you about Sebastian, fine. But this second interview looks more like damage control, especially from the stepdad. It looks like damage control and not actually something to help find Sebastian. So what do I mean by I think it's damage control? All right. And what do I mean by more red flags? All right. Well, they did something which maybe they should have done in the earlier interviews, which is show pictures of Sebastian and talk about Sebastian a little bit more. They do this in this interview, and that part is good. All right. But what else do they do that bothers me? All right. The mom reiterates what happened that day. And some people say she doesn't look at the camera and she looks, she's just looking down all the time. She could be medicated, just to say. She could be exhausted. So I'm going to give her a break on that. So she goes through the day again, the day before he went missing and the morning that he supposedly went missing. And I have issues with many of the things she says. All right. As far as the moment she finds he's missing from the bedroom, supposedly at 6 o'clock in the morning, she's changed the story a wee bit.
Now, she says that the reason she looks down is because she's looking at Sebastian's picture. Me too. I'm going to join her Patreon. I didn't know that.
Bit on what she did when she found he wasn't in the room. Originally, it sounded like she panicked immediately. And now she's saying, he could be getting snacks. He could be hiding behind walls because he likes to pop out and say, boo. Okay. Which one is it? You went into the room and you found he was gone and you freaked, or you just thought, where is he? I guess he's doing something else. And you wandered back through the house. Maybe he's making breakfast in the kitchen. Maybe he is getting snacks. Maybe he's in the bathroom. Maybe he could be doing a lot of things. And she says in 1 minute, she's racing through the house trying to find him, as if she is in a panic.
There's another profiler I like. He's an older man. I can't think of his name. He doesn't do lives, really. He comes on some lives sometimes. I've got his book, too. He talks about his addiction. That he was battled addiction for so many years. John Kelly. Love John Kelly. Great guy. Pat's link will be provided in the chat and the description, of course. But she says something up here. I don't know if she I'll just tell you in a second. Wait till we get there.
You'd be in a panic that quickly over a 15-year-old. I don't, because he could be doing all kinds of things in the house. I would see he's not in the bedroom, and I'd go and, see he's not in the kitchen. I'd say, Sebastian. I might call his name out. Sebastian, what you doing? Where are you? I might go over to the bathroom to see, knock, knock. Are you in the bathroom? Or you're not in the bathroom? Sebastian, where are you? I don't know how big their house is. So if there was a family room downstairs, I might say, Sebastian, yelling down the stairs. I don't see that she's doing the normal things before the panic. Now, after you look through the house, he doesn't show up after 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Then you start going, where the heck is he? At which point I would get a little bit nervous and I'd start looking everywhere. If he's got autism and has some weird habits like hiding and things like that, yes, I would look in closets and under beds and do that kind of thing, trying to find out where he is. She eventually says she opens up doors and yells out the doors and looks out the windows. I want to know, are you running around the house? Because I would be outside looking for him. Is he outside somewhere? I would be checking the vehicles. Now, I don't know if they have a garage or a vehicle in the garage or a vehicle outside. I'd go to see if he's in the vehicle for some reason. Maybe he was getting some papers out of the vehicle. Maybe he did some weird thing. He's hiding in a vehicle. I'd check behind bushes.
Remember, he's not the kid that's going to go outside. This was very early on. Very early on. He's not the kid that's going to go outside. He won't even go out the back door, according to his mother, because he's scared of the sound. Now think about that. If he is scared of the sound and he's scared of the dark, He doesn't like to get dirty, doesn't like to get muddy, not an outdoorsy type of child. What is one thing that could get him outside? It would have to be the house is on fire, or chased outside, but there's not even evidence that he walked outside of his yard.
Depending on how the yard is, I'd be looking all around the yard and in the vehicles and in the garage at any place that he could be. I'd be panicking about that point, but I wouldn't panic right away because he could be anywhere in the house doing something. It would take me quite a few minutes before I'd panic for a 15-year-old. Now, if the child were 1 year old, it would be a different matter. But 15, I'd be looking around, just yelling his name, "Where are you, Sebastian?" And then after I couldn't find him and he didn't show up, I'd start getting worried. Now, after she couldn't find him in the house, couldn't find him outside the house, he's not around. I get that she would call her husband and say, "I can't find him. I can't find Sebastian anywhere." Then something else weird happens. They call the police. Why aren't
Remember, nobody goes toward the dark.
they calling Sebastian's dad? I mean, his biological dad who lives nearby. Why aren't they calling him? Because Sebastian spends supposedly every other weekend with the dad. And is supposedly, I've heard this, maybe going to live with him in the future. It's his son. Wouldn't you be calling up dad and saying, "Hey, I can't find Sebastian. Did he call you? Did he come over to your house? I mean, do you think did you come by? I mean, she never calls or says she called the biological father, which to me is the first thing I would do when that kid went missing.
First thing, I agree, but I don't even fault her for not being first. But she should have called before 911, in my opinion, to see, do you have him? Did he say anything? Was he okay the last time you talked to him? Did he say he was going to go anywhere?
I might call my husband, yeah, because he's my husband, but I would call the biological dad just like that. And he's also works for the sheriff's department. So, hey, so it's two birds with one stone. That wasn't done. So that whole morning is questionable to me. Now let's go back earlier in the day.
Holy crap. She just made the best point. She just made the best point right there. Think about this. Call Seth. He works for the damn police. Do you have Sebastian? No, I can't find him. Well, guess what? I'm at the fucking jail. So I can send a hell of a lot of police right there. That is a good point, Pat. That's a good point. Very good point. Never thought of that. Different county? Is Nashville in a different county? Hold on. Doesn't matter if he's a jailer or not. That's the right place. It's the right place. Oh, it is.
And the one thing we do not have that I can't find out, I've looked at the website, the Tennessee.
Still, it would be quicker to call Seth, and they could dispatch it or do whatever they had to do to the other. Make it quicker.
Their investigation website, which the stepdad says we should go to because that gives us all the information. It does not. I do not know the exact last time that Sebastian was seen by someone or by video other than his parents, the mom
Exactly.
and the stepdad. The exact time.
Hey, Trude.
Because from that moment on, that's when everybody needs an alibi. Now, stepdad says something weird. He says, we've all been vetted, which is fine. But then he says, we've been cleared. I see no evidence out there that the police have said
I agree.
that these two have been cleared. Cleared is different than being vetted. Being vetted is what you do. The detectives are going to do this. They're going to check everybody that has any connection to Sebastian to see where they were, what they were doing, the neighbors, anybody Sebastian knows, everyone. They'll vet everyone they can.
There's something she says I want to go over up
And
here.
for,
I was looking at the time.
especially for the mom and stepdad who the child lives with and the bio father, they're going to ask them for their phones and everything. Where were you? Where are your phones? Blah, blah, blah. They're going to look at them. They have to. That's what their job is. Everybody is a person of interest until you can exclude them.
Unfortunately, in Tennessee, that's not the way it works. They just take your word for it.
Until you can clear them 100%. There's no information out there that they have been cleared 100%. So I don't know why stepdad is saying that. That concerns me. How do you get cleared, by the way?
Feel the
how does
love.
that actually?
It was a year and a half into Summer's case until I caught Summer went missing in early afternoon. Nobody ever caught that. It was a year and a half later. And I'd watched that interview 1,000
That
times.
happens that from the last time that child was seen by someone outside the family and or on video, from that moment, they have been cleared 100%. So I don't know why stepdad is saying that. That concerns me. How do you get cleared, by the way? How does that actually happen? That happens that from the last time that child was seen by someone outside the family.
Remember, he said cleared and the family on day 7. First interview.
And
which is ironically the day that they said that they were taking an investigative approach.
And or on video. From that moment on, until he supposedly disappeared, that's when you have to have an alibi. So I don't actually know when the last time Sebastian was seen outside of the family home. She does say they were out doing all kinds of things during the day, and then they came home and they had dinner. So I'm going to say from dinner time on, it seems like nobody saw Sebastian except for the mom and perhaps his stepdad, which is another huge mystery, because the stepdad, I can't seem to get solid information as where the heck he was. Now, I know he goes out of town and stays out of town for sometimes a week or two at a time, and he was supposedly in Memphis, but
Right
when?
here.
Originally, I was under the impression that he was with them that day. And he even looks over during this interview about picking up a niece as if he were there. And then it seemed to me, from what I heard before,
There is something out there, because Always Late, one of my mods, one of the sweetest, most honest people you could ever meet. And she's got a good memory. She said, in the beginning of this case, somewhere, that allegedly there was the dad allegedly stayed all night that night and was supposed to get up early so he could be in work for Memphis. And others have heard that as well. And then Pat right here, she says,
if you can,
yes,
was perhaps his stepdad, which is another huge mystery. Because the stepdad, I can't seem to get solid information as where the heck he was. Now, I know he goes out of town and stays out of town for sometimes a week or two at a time, and he was supposedly in Memphis, but when? Originally, I was under the impression that he was with them that day. And he even looks over during this interview about picking up a niece as if he were there. And then it seemed to me, from
Yep.
what I heard before, that he left for work, perhaps around 9 o'clock that evening. Somewhere in the evening, he left for work.
How about that? Remember when, hey Betty, remember when KK looks over and she's like, I picked up your niece at about, and he goes, looking up, we look up to remember something. When we are trying to recall something, we look up. Right? It's like he was recalling it. That is how you can't help it. That's one thing. It's like you can't help when you're trying to recall something, we look up. And it's something to do with, I was reading about it. I can't remember what it was. But then here she says she heard something about, if he might have left it around 9 o'clock. I don't know if she's got, confused on that or whatever. But if she, heard something or knows something that maybe we don't, which is very interesting. But it was, I mean, Katie, she even taps Mr. Foot. What was it like? When you tap someone, you're like, what was it, about 3 o'clock we went somewhere? He's like, yeah. Sally Port. I love that name, by the way. I love that name. Thank you so much, my dear, for becoming a sweetie. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Welcome to the tea party. Cheers. Y'all welcome our new team member, Sally Port. Cindy E is a little late. Hold on. She's gone to the office. This is unacceptable. Cindy E, to the office, please. You're being paged. Cindy E, to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for Cindy E. She is late. Thank you for joining us, Cindy. Really appreciate you, my dear. Serenity is number 315. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my dear. Thumbs up.
And then drove down to Memphis. But I don't have that information. And they are so vague, which is odd to me. They're super vague about that. Because it would seem to me if he was down in Memphis and could.
Exactly. Why would you be so vague about what time you arrived, what time you, like, all of this? Why can we still not, 7 months later, get an answer other than he was at work? Now, we got to realize the semantics that this man does. Yeah, I agree. He was at work at some point. Perhaps. Allegedly. Could have been. Might have not been. But if he was at work up until, what was it, 10 or 11 or something like that, well, where were you before that? Did you sleep in your luxury camper all night? Because semantics are a big thing for him. You know it. I know it. We know it. It's big for him. So he feels like he's not lying. He was at work. Okay, what about the hours before?
Not have been around to do anything to that child or to help move that child in any way. In that case, I would be shouting to the hills, and I'd have her shouting to the hills that stepdad, Chris Proudfoot, was in Memphis from he was down there all week long and had not returned to the family home until he was called and told that Sebastian was missing, at which point he drove home. I do not see that information. And when she talks about the day, she is very vague on the we. So I don't know why she would not be saying, if she was home just with Sebastian, he's out of town. I don't know why she would not be saying, well, my husband, Chris was out of town working in Memphis. He hadn't been home for the last week. So Sebastian and I got up that morning. I made him breakfast. We went out and did these things during the day. We came home. We had dinner. Sebastian and I had dinner together. And then I told Sebastian to go to bed at 9:00. But she uses this very vague.
It's interesting. She starts out first thing that morning on Sunday when he actually didn't go missing allegedly till after midnight, early hours of Monday morning.
We, as if he's actually maybe in the home during most of this time, and going with them. I can't figure it out because it's so vague. If you all know that a link, let me know. And interesting enough, one of the weird things that Chris Proudfoot keeps saying is, she says, I don't look at the internet. I'm done with that. Good. She should be done with. She shouldn't be wasting her time.
Let me tell you something. Every single one of our lives speaking about Sebastian, they are watching. They are watching, in my opinion, because they need to know, in my opinion, what we know, where we're headed, what we're saying.
Carrying what I say or any other person says who's on the internet.
Which, the alleged perpetrator or perpetrators are always watching, right? That's what they do.
But Chris Proudfoot says he's all over the internet, watching. Why? Their stepchild is missing. What do you give a crap what I think or anybody else thinks?
Come on now.
The only person that matters as to what you think, what they think about you, will be the bio dad, your wife, the police, and maybe people in the community who you want help from. It doesn't matter what I say or what any channel says. And you're there paying attention. And even says, you can contact me and I'll answer your questions. Contact you where? He doesn't tell you where you're supposed to contact him at. And why would he want it?
Yeah, why would he want to answer your questions when he could just put it out into the world and be done with it?
Answer random people's questions anyway. Who gives a crap what random people say, Chris?
Exactly. Why do they give a wooden nickel about what anyone thinks when it comes to they have a missing child? Why? That would be the last thing. Just help me find my kid.
Chris, what does it matter? But okay, I'll throw out one question. Where were you the day before Sebastian went missing? Where were you? Were you at home for breakfast?
Well, I don't know if Pat knows this, but where she says, where were you? Well, you ask about Sunday and you ask about Saturday because the authorities stated that they need to know, camera footage about Saturday and Sunday. Where were you? Well, Mr. Foote says that's one of those things that he can't speak about. Why the police are looking into the cameras and ask them, they asked the public to give them footage. Now think of that for one moment. The authorities asked you to give them footage relating to Saturday and Sunday in the area. But he can't tell you or me. But that's what they want. So they are telling us they want the footage. Does he just not understand it?
Breakfast? Did you go out to these different places during the day? Or did your wife go out with Sebastian? You stayed in the house? Were you there for dinner? Were you there in the evening when Sebastian was then supposedly told to go to bed and then you drove away? Where were you? That's the one question you don't seem to want to put out there. And I would think if I were out of town, I'd be shouting that to the hills just to make sure that people did not think I was involved in any way, shape, or form. So if there's not proof.
Yep. Kelsey, that is exactly what I have stated before. Imagine you are missing. Someone has kidnapped you. You are in some stranger's home. And you see your dad on television, right? Continually doing interviews, searching, answering questions, showing his time cards, everything. And you have your mother doing what? Asking. That would make you feel, why is my mom not looking for me? Why is she not looking for me? That would make you feel really bad. Really bad. She says she loves me, but actions speak louder than words.
You were 100% out of town and never, ever returned from Memphis until that morning that you were told that Sebastian was missing. You do not have an alibi, and you are not cleared. And neither is your wife. So I look back at that evening and I say, okay, if Chris was home, if he really was home and left at some point, then I find something rather interesting to me. They seem to be perfectly excited about people turning in videos. They weren't worried about the lights in the back, the lights in the yard. He says, oh, that's meaningless. And I think that may be true. I went to the website, and the TBI website. It did seem to say that they weren't overly impressed with the lights that maybe weren't even related to their backyard.
Now, I disagree with her on this. I think she's might have changed her stance on this. I don't know. I can't speak for her. But the lights are absolutely important. All these professionals with the same opinion, and us, we are on the right track no matter what anyone's. Absolutely, Pamela. Absolutely. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of history in this. We sure are.
However, they don't seem to be terribly worried about the movements that morning. So my question is this. Either they have nothing to do with it. In other words, if their vehicles aren't seen running around, if mom's vehicle isn't like coming out of the driveway at 3 o'clock in the morning, going somewhere and coming back, I don't know if they have any video that's and any kind of CCTV in that area, which would catch their vehicles. But and where if you couldn't,
Yep.
if you were, I don't know. I just don't know
Right.
what the video situation is as far as coverage for
Meme.
proving
Is that how you
that
say it? Meme.
the two of them did not leave the home and put a child in their vehicle and drive the child away. I don't know what they have for that. But here's why I wonder if it doesn't matter. If stepdad was home that evening and he was going then to work as he regularly
Mama
would,
first, I'm
drive
sorry.
down to Memphis, maybe leave at 9 o'clock at night, drive down to Memphis, get him stay wherever he's staying. Who is to say that Sebastian was alive at 9 o'clock at night if he left the house at that time?
Yeah.
She's saying that they had dinner together. So the last, as far as I know, the last known that Sebastian was alive and well, I don't even know when that exactly was. Late afternoon, early evening, I don't know. But at some point, they were alone in the house.
Brandy and Indy. Yeah, I believe, in my opinion, that's the reason they don't acknowledge it, in my opinion, is because we do see someone running back to that house and not coming back out again. Busy mama, to the office, please. You're being paged. Busy mama, to the office, please. You are being paged. We need a late slip for busy mama. She's busy being a mama. I'm just kidding, dear. Good to see you, honey. Thank you for being with us. Thank you all for being
If something happened to Sebastian at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, whatever, she's been saying he went to bed at 9. But that's, if he went to work at 9, it doesn't mean that he couldn't have left with Sebastian in his vehicle.
Thank you for that write-up, YouTuber.
And then she claims, after he's already driven off to Memphis, she claims in the interviews, I told him to go to bed at 9, meaning he was alive at 9 o'clock.
No, you're not.
And now she's added something in this interview, which I find interesting. She didn't say it before. She says she heard noise in his room at 10 o'clock. She said, well, stop doing that. Get, you know.
We do late slips and fines on Sundays. Listen, you know, the Lord got a day off, but Justin doesn't. So just telling you.
Oh, stop doing whatever you're doing. Go to sleep. So now she's trying to indicate that he's alive at 10 o'clock at night. Is that again because she wants to make sure everybody thinks he was alive somewhere at that point in time at night, in the evening, in the later evening? She wants people to believe he's alive, because if he left the house, if he drove away.
Hey, Troopers, Mama, is it the custom home builders? What is that? Oh. Oh, that's interesting. I just now saw that. Yeah, exactly. Where is that custom home builders? Or where is that, Troopers?
At 8 or 9
I
o'clock
might
or
go over that
9:30 or
this evening.
whenever.
That's very interesting.
She would want to make sure everybody thought he drove away. And then
Carmelita, thank you guys, but I'll be honest with you. This child needs to be found. I think it has aged all of us 10 years in 7 months. The new construction area, if it's that company, I believe. But it's, you know, it's time. It's time that he is found. I am praying that a hunter, a fisherman, someone finds him. Finds him.
Sebastian was still alive.
Thank you, my sweet Louise. How about that? Thank you, my dear. I think Chris did something to Sebastian as if it had been Katie. I don't think he would have helped her cover it. He was ready to move on. Louise, again, if I believe if there is foul play, and I believe that the FBI only deals with foul play, I'll say that. But I don't think he would have stayed and defended her. He hasn't defended his 4 other wives, right? He's not a loyal person at all, right? So I think there has to be, in my opinion, a big part of him in this, in my opinion. And because allegedly he was ready to move on. Allegedly he was done. And it's easy on my own with my babies. Oh, God bless you, Sharon. But he needs her to keep quiet about his. Yep. And this is why I believe that these two are going to. Have you ever heard the saying, thick as thieves? Right? When this comes to literally your entire life, what I think, in my opinion, if there, I'm not saying, I'm not calling anyone guilty or anything, but in these theories that we're speaking about, and hypotheses, I think KK didn't. I think she sold out because her lifestyle was, in my opinion, in this hypothesis, more important to her. Right? Tori Banks, my sweetie peetsies, thank you so much for 3 continued months. Can't do it without you, my dear. After light video with cars, CP got quiet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mary Ellen, I think KK comes from. I have a lot of sympathy for her when it comes to her, the way she was raised. What happened to her when she was a child. Everyone was once a child. And that is when we defend people. And so I feel really bad. And she comes from the rough side of the tracks. And I don't think she ever was any sort of financially secure. I think her and Seth, struggled, as and did the best they could. But I think once she got with this new family, I think she has changed what she's been accustomed to and wouldn't want to go back to that, of you know, another failed marriage, and not living the life that she might be used to now. You know what I mean? So there's that. Tina, thank you, baby. Whoever did this, not going to do this to this precious boy. Sebastian has a father who loves him so much. Shame on you. Yes. Yes. But you know, Tina, I'm going to tell you, I believe that they will one day, hopefully soon, hear the following.
FBI, open up!
I believe that.
FBI, open up!
It's coming. I believe that they know far more than what we think that they do. In my opinion, I believe a number of things is happening here. I think that they are missing a couple of the puzzle pieces, of some sort of data, perhaps. They're missing part of the time frame. I think that they need that to find. Yes, True Crime Junkie, we went over it. Sebastian. Sebastian is out there somewhere. He's out there somewhere. I think it's imperative that Sebastian is found to get the full justice that is needed in this case. I personally pray to God I am wrong. I do not believe Sebastian is alive, in my opinion. Could be completely wrong. But I don't think that there is much out there that sad. It's very sad. The FBI wouldn't be involved. They just need something. They know that's going to get it. It is requiring some patience. Yeah, Mama First, and I also believe, in my opinion, the more people that is involved, the more investigating they have to do. Right? That is, you have to connect all of these people, all of the even if there's if there is premeditation, you have to connect all of these people, all of these messages, all of the things that they would have, and this is a theory, co-inspired together from before it happened, the time that it happened, and the after, uh the communications. It is a monumental undergoing, and that is exactly right, Tina. I mentioned this on my Clutch Them Pearls channel the other day. Would we rather them just run and just say, hey, this person or these people are suspects, and take them to court, not get any sort of justice for Sebastian? Or would you rather wait a year and 2 years to find the justice that is needed, that is sealed forever? Well, it sucks waiting. It does. But can't imagine being Seth. It breaks my heart for Seth because Seth has one child. It's not easy if you have 10 children, but he has one child. He moved across the country to be closer to his child. Been there about a year in Tennessee. And this is probably all he'll ever have. It was, God, I'm going to cry. It was just him and Sebastian really against the world. Right. Seth doesn't have a significant other. Right. He works, and when he's not working, he's with his son. And will he ever I just pray that I wished that there was one person that three people would have never have met. And I bet all three of those people, deep down in their hearts, probably wish the same thing. Because I believe there's one reason why this child is ultimately missing, because of, in my opinion, one person. Tori, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you gifting a teacup. Really appreciate that, honey. If you receive that teacup, give our sweet, sweet Tori a big, big thank you. Appreciate you, my dear Tori. Love you to pieces, honey. And Girl Mom, thank you as well, my dear. He was supposed to go to court on the following Tuesday. Things were not looking great in the home. CPS calls, etc. And those calls were going to continue 100%. Well said. Well said, Girl Mom. Y'all are a beautiful couple, by the way, Girl Mom. So sweet. What phones were disconnected? We can go over that tonight. I've shown that there were 2 phones disconnected on the 6th. February 6th.
But what do I know? He does not seem to want to say where he was. And the police I don't think the police have made it clear that he was not in town that day and evening before Sebastian was known to be missing.
Nope, the police do not confirm anyone's alibi for that matter.
I don't understand the silence on that. And that doesn't make you look good. And so this is the kind of things that if you're going to do interviews, you either want to focus just on the kid and not tell stories that you keep changing and not have information that isn't there that people are suspicious about because you don't want to talk about it for some reason, which makes little sense unless something is not quite right. And to say you're cleared when the police have not said you're cleared, to say that you're concerned about what people are saying about you on the internet and you're spending time doing that is not a very good look either. And you wonder why you care. So these are the red flags for me that have popped up in this particular this interview. Her changing story about the morning that she went to find him, and the fact that she's so quickly upset rather than looking around for the child who she now says hides behind things and gets snacks and does all kinds of stuff in the morning. So why wouldn't he be somewhere else in the house? Why would, in 60 seconds, would you freak out? So her story is strange. We don't know the exact last time Sebastian was absolutely seen. I haven't seen that exact number. I don't know where the stepfather was that day or evening. And I don't know whether it's possible that the child left in the stepfather's vehicle that evening. And that's why once he's out of town, nothing matters after that. What people's videos show, what lights are rolling around, nothing matters after that because the child is not in the child was already taken away. I'm not saying these things happened, but I'm saying this is what the interview makes it look like to a profiler. And I would think to a detective. Detectives watch these interviews as well. So you're not doing yourselves a lot of good. If you're innocent people, stop doing interviews like this because it's you're not clearing things up. You're making things look worse. I say again, the other thing that I just put back in there bothers me is that she didn't call the biological father, didn't call Sebastian's father when she couldn't find him. You would think she'd call right away and say, hey, is he at your house? Did he call you? Do you know anything is going on? And she didn't do that. That says something to me. So those are all the things that bugged me in this new interview. I'll stop there. Whether I'll speak on this case again, I don't know. It again depends on what they find out. It's been 3 weeks now. Sebastian's been missing. Chances of him being alive are not good. Why? Because he doesn't have any money. He doesn't have the ability to survive on his own. So if he really did run off, he either did come to some bad end very quickly, like, somehow fall into some water somewhere and drown. And he's been dead since day one. It's just not able to be found because they just haven't looked in the right place yet. That would be, nobody's guilty of anything. The child just did some strange thing that you wouldn't expect, or at least they didn't expect he would do. And he's not with us anymore. Or if he went to meet somebody, who is this person that he's meeting? Apparently not one of the other children in school. So it would have to be an adult of some sort who's harboring him. And they never asked for him to be.
First of all, if someone would be harboring him, right? People's talked about child trafficking. And please don't take this the wrong way, but they generally don't. They generally go toward children that don't need medication, that doesn't have any sort of special requirements, right? Second of all, who is going to have access to this home? Who has access to this home? I don't think very many people do. Yes. None of Katie's family would have access to that home. Absolutely, Sharon. I checked Life 360. You can actually stop it in location on there, so you really can't be tracked. Yep, that is true. But he says him and his entire family have Life 360. I would put that out so fast to just shut everyone up. Nope. Something's wrong.
The other thing, they never say, you know, they keep saying, come home or we'll find you, but they never say, if you have my son, let him go. Drop him at a gas station, let him go. They never offered a reward. It's weird. They're also not sitting down with the bio father, because to me, it's a strong front. If all three of you trust each other and you think the child really did walk off, all three of you should be sitting there together, and you're not. So either you think the bio dad took the child, or the bio dad thinks you did something to the child. So, but you're not asking for him to be returned. You're not asking for somebody, if you have our son, let him go. You're not saying that. So, and that's weird, because that's, if he went with somebody either has him or has killed him. It's the two choices. Where else is he going to be? It's very frustrating. So anyway, yeah, I'll stop now. But yeah.
I appreciate
Anyway,
Pat. I appreciate Pat so much, because she always gives you the real deal, the absolute real deal. No, pussyfooting around it whatsoever. That is, she just says it, and she says it bluntly. And she's one of the best. One of the best. I haven't heard them ask one time, if you have him, let him go. I don't believe I have either. Another channel I watch questioned the politics in Sumner County and an email to stay out of their politics if they don't live there. There's never been a sense of urgency. And that has been, Theresa, that countless law enforcement, FBI, word analysis, statement analysis, body language analysis, all of it, we have all stated there's not been any sense of urgency, right? I mean, the moment, right, if you've ever lost your child for 10 seconds, right, what do? You're scrambling. You didn't know you could move that fast. That's a sense of urgency. It's a panic. Got to get him back. Got to get him back. Got to get him back. Got to find my child. Got to find my child. The panic, yes, that sets in. And it is there. You have this energy that you didn't know you have. It's like, when they say, like, a car falls on, your kid's foot or something, or rolls on your kid's foot or something, you see, like, mothers lifting up the side of a car. That's the sense of urgency, the sense of panic, referring to a mom as, a lion. It's that mama bear, mama lion kind of thing. It's innate within all of us, most of us at least, as parents, right? You protect, that is why animals protect their young. It's instinctual. Right? What happens when you take a child's, or not a child's, you take a kitten's babies, kittens, or a cat's, I'll get it out in a second, a cat's kittens, right? And they start meowing, meow, meow, and they're looking everywhere, everywhere. Any animal. Human beings are the same way. You know, even like when a mother is breastfeeding, right? And the baby cries, what happens? You spring a leak, right? You spring a leak. It's our instincts that kick in. It's innate within us. So your heart drops, you can't breathe. Yes. I remember those leaks. Sally Port, thank you, darling. Aw. Thank you. Oh, I just noticed you have a. What kind of doggy do you have, Sally? I always love to look at people's animals. Thank you so much, Sally Port, for gifting 5 teacups. Really appreciate you, Sally. If you received one of those teacups, please thank our dear Sally Port for gifting you one of those teacups, and welcome to the tea party. Hold on. What's wrong with Brown Eyed Gal? My heart drops. I mean, can't breathe. What's wrong? Not a individual for her son, but will look after her friend's child who is autistic. Then they go to the bicycle shop. Several years ago, I read about a mom prying an alligator's mouth open to free her child. Yep. You have a corgi. Oh, what did Sally Port say? I'm looking for a message. Did she say what kind of dog she has? Hey, so Nina, good to see you, honey. Seth can barely state a whole sentence about Sebastian without crying. You know, that last interview Seth did with Court TV, he started crying there, but they cut it out, most of it, because he lost it. He was crying for 30 minutes. Is it a long hair dachshund? I love long hair. I love all dachshunds. I'm looking for a Pomeranian right now. I'm looking for a Pom. And a monkey. Dog said he was having a hard time not crying when Seth was. Yeah. I actually believe for in a lot of things. I think men can be more emotional than women in a lot of aspects. Um, like women are, I think, more emotional generally, but I think also in times of some real hardship, I think women can actually be stronger than men. It just depends on the individual, I guess. You have a Pomchi, Chihuahuas, Foxhounds. Aw. Chihuahua Papillon. Aw. I have a pug. And I have cats. Still have my cats. Yes, of course. I'm not Christopher. I don't get rid of them. uh, so yeah, let me see if Nick has said anything else since then. Nope, just there'll be an update in the coming days. This evening we're going to be speaking about a lot. Tomorrow is Monday. God, guys, Monday. Seth got the pets as well. When he was moving, yeah, he did. Seth was homeless. He was homeless. He fell into homelessness. Oh, you had a black pug. Black pugs are very sweet. Very, very sweet. I was looking for something here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it here, but I'll show it to you on the next live. Maybe. What was that? Okay, never mind. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. Is Trooper still in here? Troopers to the office. Troopers to the office. I want to ask Troopers something. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm trying to find. I'm going to have to make another file for the Sebastian case because I have so many pages that it's just getting too much to go through all of them. What is it? I have almost 500 pages that I'm literally scanning through like the speed of light right now. Somebody asked me about it a minute ago and I'm trying to find it. Don't guess I'm gonna get to. Maybe. Early February was the last time that Chris saw Sebastian, and no, I was not home when all of this took place. Chris doesn't want Sebastian around his daughter. He gets really pissy about it. It was me. I think something Mr. Foote said that should have been a warning sign for KK, and it was in the beginning. I'm going to have to. Is when he says, whenever KK and I got together, I'm allergic to cats, and I couldn't move into the home. Nick is moving on a YouTube creator, news to come. Oh, wow. And one of the things he said, we couldn't move forward until, if she hadn't got rid of the cats, then we couldn't have moved on forward. That was a non-negotiating. And I don't think that there's ever been a negotiating with this man. The bio one. I don't know. No, butterflies. I don't believe Sebastian is with Katie's family. Oh, yes, and smoking. That was it. Yes, smoking and the cats. So, yes. Palms for life. I'm a Pom and pugs. I love all little dogs though. I love Bichons. I had a Bichon. He died. So it's just one of those things that I feel like it's my, I'm getting I'm getting my kid. I don't want him around Sebastian for whatever reason. Troopers, where is this? I didn't see your message earlier. I'm a little bitty dog gal myself. Yes. I do too, Ginger. Oh my God. I love Brussels, but they only have like 2 puppies at a time. And there's not a lot of breeders. They're very, very hard to find. I like Affin Pinchers too. But the little Brussels Griffons, they are they're expensive, number one, and I'm getting a monkey. So I guess it's priorities. Yeah, they look like little gremlins with a beard. You got 2 basset hounds. Oh. 500 National Dr. Construction Company property. Interesting. Check email. Yes. Yes. You're gonna see me do you'll see the monkey on the channel all the time. Elizabeth, Purina makes a cat food. I'm not gonna lie, it's expensive as shit, but I buy it because I'm allergic to cats and I have others in my home allergic to cats. And it has helped tremendously. Tremendously. It's called Purina Live Clear. Oh, Lisa, I've monkey set before. My friend has a monkey. I'm looking for a spider monkey or a capuchin. Wait for a monkey mascot. Look at Facebook and then AJ, but the what? What? Hold on. Hold on, guys. I see you. I'm going to forward you something. Can you read this? Just emailed it. You love monkeys. We have a monkey mama in here. She's got monkeys. I need to call her. She wants me to call her. So we know Brannon. Obviously, this is one of his profiles, right? Now, what's going on here? You see this, right? Why not eat or drink after a monkey? What's wrong with that? Now, yesterday at 3:56, AJ Miller updated his profile. What is this? Thank you, butterflies. Could KK have given Sebastian to her mother? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that they have anything to do. Cassie just sent this to me. I was looking at two things, Nina. I was looking at two things that's kind of going on with this case right now. Someone just sent me something interesting, and it's kind of what I suspected. Thank you, my dear. So this is, it says it's a different person. Is that a different person or is that the same person? You talking about marmosets? I don't like marmosets. Marmosets, they're yeah. So there's some when he's younger. This is when he's younger as well. It's bizarre. Hey, honey, I'm live. Hello? Hello? KP's mom lives a block from Dolly. Sebastian is not there. I don't know. She don't live that close to Dolly. I don't think so. Dolly lives in God. I can't remember. Brentwood. Oh, Dolly in Virginia. Sorry, I'm blonde. Where did you send it? Which one? Oh, that's so cute. I see you. Look at the last. Yes. From Indiana. And yes, that is correct. Okay. So the mom, did she ever message me back? Okay. The mom here. I was thinking this yesterday, but I didn't say anything. This is her, I don't know if it's her husband or her boyfriend, but he allegedly is in prison. And I noticed the clothes and stuff yesterday. He was sentenced in 2004 allegedly sentenced in 2004 for allegedly unaliving someone, sentenced to 60 years. Early possible release date is 2029. Her legal name is not Cummings. Yeah, you could tell. Like last night, I was thinking, oh, these are Clink photos. Why would she marry? Make a fort? $3,750.89. Something's wrong. This is 2023. Okay, it looks like they got engaged, maybe. This is the mother of missing 18-year-old Brannon Odell. Now, Brannon's dad, he's not in prison. As he's not in prison. Yes. Hello, darling. What was that? Hey, Catherine. Why would 5 women marry CP? I don't know why that would, and I don't know why this mother would marry a convicted unaliver, in my opinion, either. I'm trying to look for something here. in a relationship September 1st. Someone's sending me some stuff here. Okay. What is that? The person that's named starts with a T? I don't understand. Oh, now there's an Alex? Who's the Alex? Who's the Alex? You just ran a million errands. Oh my God, Sandy, you're in the hurricane. He recently filed for a reduced sentence. Look at my case. Something's wrong, I feel, guys. I'm afraid. I'm honestly afraid that he's going to be forgotten about because of a number of reasons. Because of his age, because of a lot of different things. You know, I mean, it's usually another mom's boyfriend. Well, yeah, Brandy, the thing is, I think the guy is, yeah. And I think, you know, just a lot of different circumstances. And you know that not everyone gets the same treatment in missing persons cases. Not everyone gets the same attention in missing persons cases. You know, some cases they get a lot of attention. In some cases, you can't get people to come in your chat for it. Hey Justin, Nick just made an announcement. Okay, when done it? Like within the last 10 minutes? No. We've read it already, hun. Age disability. All right. I see you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to dig on this a little bit. If y'all know anything, if you're in that area, call me. I might call the police there and ask them if, you know, what's going on with the branding case. They need to check the mama's background. She's sending wrong vibes. Her profile, look at this. I mean, it you know, I just don't. I mean, she did an interview and all of that. I'm not trying to be like so like judgmental in the, but like my son is missing, last pic taken by his woman, not a runaway, October 3rd. But then she posts, where the hell is it? She posts this on October 1st. For those who spotted Brandon O'Dell on Tuesday and aren't sure when they saw him walking downtown, he did. Even when I sleep for work, he messages me, by the way, I fed Oreo and forgot my flame puppy and Jeep kitty. She posts all of his stuff, post medication, his shoes, all of that, his hearing aid, because he's got bad hearing. Something's wrong. I mean, I don't know what he's like or anything, but just saying that you're going to search for bugs and lizards it just seems a little. Does she work night shift? I don't know what she works. I don't know where she works. I don't know anything about her. But she said he walked off without his shoes. Yes, I will be live. What time is it right now? Good Lord, it's 5:12. I will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern, maybe a little bit before. So an hour and 45 minutes from now. We used to go get dew worms in the night. Yeah, we've used to get night crawlers and stuff when it would rain. You know, it'd rain, it's summer nights, and you'd lift up blocks or they would come up out of the ground. And stuff like that. We'll see. All right, guys. I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Eastern, maybe a little earlier. Next live is on Clutch. Yes. Yes. I love you all. Appreciate you. I need to go wash some clothes and get things together for the work in the school week tomorrow. And I need to go feed chickens and stuff and make dinner and all of that. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Man, a storm just rolled into my place quick. Oh, Hatters, be careful. Y'all be safe in the hurricane's path as well. Check my dog out. Aw. Is little Maltese? Little Maltese? Thank you, Oshi. Thank you, my dear. I'm going to do a video of my chicken soon. All right, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.